could the trade deal between the U.S. and U.K. be the start of many more deals, including with the Philippines? Follow-up meetings with the U.S. are in the works as the government aims to lower reciprocal tariffs on the country's exports. With us now for more, live from Dallas, is former Ambassador Gregory Slayton, diplomat, Silicon Valley entrepreneur, and education advocate. So good to see you, Greg. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's great to be with you. Magandang umaga po sa iyo lahat.
Magandang umaga sa inyo. What do you make of the first American Pope, if I may ask?
Well, it's great honor. It's wonderful to see the Catholic bishops elevate an American. Of course, he's also a Peruvian by citizenship, dual citizenship. Let's just hope and pray for him and for the Catholic Church that it is a time of peace and unity. And as that wonderful Filipino lady said, bringing Jesus to every heart and every home.
It is. I mean, you've served two American presidents, George W. Bush and Barack Obama, right? And you've worked with folks on both sides of the aisle. So if the negotiation is a process, how best do we lay on the patience, the wisdom, and the propensity to be prepared for the unexpected twists and turns?
Well, in terms of the reciprocal tariffs, I believe that the Philippines should be high on the list because the Philippines, by all measures, is one of our longest and most important allies. Obviously, there's been a very close relationship, partnership for many decades before the Second World War, and then American Armed Forces with Filipinos liberated the Philippines back in 1945, and we've been close friends ever since. So I believe the Philippines' goal should be the same type of pact that the United Kingdom just got, 10%, and that it should draw the United States and the Philippines even closer together as economic and military partners.
Right, that military partnership is so important. I mean, you've been back in the Philippines many times since your UP Diliman days, where you took your Fulbright scholarship in Asian Studies. And you must have seen that the mutual defense treaty partnership between the U.S. and the Philippines have thrived through those years. So as a diplomat, what leverage does this give the Philippines as trade negotiations progress?
Well, it gives leverage because obviously American troops are based on Philippine soil. And okay, it's not quite the same as it was back when I was living in the Philippines, Olongapo and Subic Bay, but it's still a very important piece of the free world's defense strategy. And you look, unfortunately, at the conflicts just in the South China Sea and Chinese ships, Chinese military ships ramming Filipino ships that are in, by all definition, Filipino territory. So I think it's a vital partnership for both the United States, all of our free allies around the world, and the Philippines, and I hope to see it strengthen and prosper.
You were just here in Manila at the start of the month, so you must have seen the election campaigning in full swing and all the dancing on TikTok that come along it.
Yeah.
What do you make of the state of Philippine democracy as you've seen it, as an American looking from outside in?
Well, by definition, democracies are flawed, and that's because human beings are flawed. So here in America, we've got plenty of issues and challenges with our democratic system, as do all democratic countries. However, when you compare it to the alternative, the type of dictatorship that has existed in Russia for over 25 years, clearly democracy and the freedoms we enjoy in the Philippines and the United States, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, etc., those do not exist in Russia. They certainly do not exist in China. So I think, we can all say that as much as it's a challenge to have a democracy, it's a whole lot better than the alternative.
And you're invested in Philippine education, recently giving a master class at the Life Academy International College in Pasig on succeeding in the innovation economy. You want the school to be the Harvard of the Philippines. Why innovation and why the Filipino youth?
Well, I really do. And I believe that LAIC, not right away, but in 5 or 10 years, can be a faith-based Harvard. That's a big difference. I am a Harvard graduate. I'm a professor at Harvard from time to time. One thing I love about LAIC is they focus on entrepreneurship. And one of the things I've always seen in the Philippines is the Filipinos are naturally entrepreneurial. But like anything else, you can be naturally talented to play basketball or whatever, but you need the training. You need the discipline, you need the mentors and the network. And that's what LAIC promises to give to its students. By the way, application is still open for this coming year, and I hope people out there, both moms and dads, we have 4 children, and we took great care to make sure they went to what we all believe were the right schools. I hope that moms and dads and students in 12th grade will think about LAIC as a potential option.
We look forward to having you back here in Manila. Gregory, I'm sure that's not going to be very far away. Thank you so much for joining us, Ambassador Slayton, for your insights. Gregory Slayton there in Dallas.